Okay, I'd like to show you how to use this butcher's knife. This is a really, really nice knife for butchering little sort of chickens or legs of lambs, perfect. It's got a great shape to this knife, got a really nice comfortable handle, and it's got quite a short, really, really sharp blade, which is important. It's a rigid knife, it doesn't bend, okay, it's a rigid one. It's got one piece of metal all the way out through the handle, which is perfect, it means it will never snap, and this sort of butcher's knife will last you forever. So what I'm going to do is just demonstrate how easy it is to butcher a chicken leg using this butcher's knife. We're going to run our knife down one side of the thigh bone, we're going to run our knife down the other side of the thigh bone like so, and then we can see the bone which we're going to expose. So with your knife, we're going to run the knife under, okay, and we're going to cut away at the thigh end to remove that bone like so. Scrape all the meat off the bone, pushing your knife down towards the joint until you remove all of the meat. So at this stage, I'm going to stop, okay, nice clean bone, okay. So I just bring my knife down towards the bottom of the drumstick end, trying to expose all of the bone like so. So once I've got to this stage, I normally make a little gap with my finger, just so that, like so, so I can put my finger underneath, put my knife underneath, and then run my knife along to the end of the drumstick. So it's a great sharp knife, really rigid, and it's perfect for doing any sort of butchery work. So now what I'm going to do is scrape down, remove all the meat from this bone here, okay, so we end up with these two bones sort of protruding like so. So the next bit will be is to take the lovely sharp knife and start to run your knife around, all the way around that bone at the bottom, okay, holding on to these two bones with your left hand and just gradually cutting very close to the bones so we don't lose too much meat, so you end up removing those two bones there. Okay, so this is a perfect knife for doing any sort of butchery work. So if I show you this chicken leg now, we've ended up with a nice chicken leg, no holes in the skin, which is perfect. Okay, you will sometimes find you'll have a small gap here, and this is where you've taken the cartilage from when you've removed the two bones. So what I'm going to do is take maybe the oyster or a big bit of chicken here from the side of the leg, and I'm going to pop that into the gap like so. Okay, so now when I go to roll this, you've got a nice even piece of chicken when we roll it. And the important thing now is to remove all the tendons from the drumstick end. So we hold on to each tendon, scrape all of the meat away from the tendons and remove one tendon at a time. So that we end up with a perfect chicken leg with absolutely no tendons and lovely and tender when you eat it. So now what I can do with this chicken leg is I could pan fry it if you wanted to flat, or you could now roll it, okay, until we get what we call a ballantine. So a ballantine, a chicken like that now, could be roasted or steamed, and it'd be really nice and moist. I've just cooked this nice piece of chicken here, which is the chicken leg that we boned out earlier, and we rolled it, we've just roasted it in the oven. So what I'm going to do is place it onto the chopping board, and then we're going to show you how to use this beautiful long carving knife, which is great for slicing any types of meat, really. So using the whole length of the knife, we're going to slice through the chicken breast to get these beautiful tender slices of chicken. And really important that you put no pressure on the blade to make sure you don't squish the meat or make it mushy when you slice it. And then what I can do with that chicken then is very happily pop it onto the plate, spread it out slightly, make it look slightly bigger. And when we carve with a carving knife, we always carve at an angle to make the chicken leg look bigger. So as you can see, we've got one nice, beautifully carved chicken leg. Using this ideal carving knife, it's lovely and long, you don't have to put any pressure on the meat as you carve it, and it's really lovely and sharp. So it makes it an absolute pleasure to do any carving at home.